What's up guys, JTails here with another video, and today I want to bring to you guys who I think are the top 5 beginner characters in this game. So note that this list of characters is going to be if you just bought Smash, or maybe you borrowed it from a friend, this is your first time playing it, and you kind of want to get into it more in depth, and you want to pick a character that's going to be easy to play but also going to teach you the game fundamentally and have good tools. This is the list of characters that I'm going for. So generally the aspects of these characters are going to be that they have a very good recovery that is hard to contest. The way that you get KOs are pretty straightforward. There's nothing complex about their game plan or their toolkit. Generally, their built-in toolkit is going to cover things that a lot of new players struggle with. So with that being said guys, let's get right into it. Starting at number 5, I think that Dark Pit and Pit are some of the easiest characters in the game to, if you're a beginner, right? They have multiple jumps, their recovery is pretty darn good, they have a reflector with their down B to reflect projectiles, so if you're getting kind of caught up with the projectile game, you can just reflect them. They can get pretty easy KOs using their side B, which also has super armor, and I think that they're pretty straightforward. I think that their roll is really good, their roll goes really far, their dash attack goes really far. And they have disjointed hitboxes, they have a projectile to force people to approach. I think that they're really simple to play, and you can learn how to go off stage and edge guard with them since they have multiple jumps and a really good recovery, as well as learning when to challenge people with your armor on the side B and stuff like that. I just think that they're really solid overall, they're not too complex, and they're pretty straightforward and powerful for the most part. Yeah, so that's why I'm putting them at number 5. Number 4 on my list is gonna be Kirby. Has what, like 5 jumps roughly? Kirby can copy abilities, which is really good for new players to learn what other characters' neutral B moves are. His recovery is pretty darn good, especially because of the multiple jumps, and now the up B has a hitbox above it. Kirby's smash attacks are really powerful, and new players tend to use smash attacks way more, right? So if they end up landing an up smash or a forward smash, this is gonna deal a lot of knockback and potentially get the KO. It teaches new players about low profiling and ducking under things, as well as just getting your grabs and learning how to start doing combos off of throws. Even though Kirby is light and his air mobility isn't that great, I think that regardless of those issues, he's a really good character for new players to put their hands on and to try to clutch out some victories. I think that Kirby can also teach a lot of patience in certain matchups where it's harder for him to get in or get that approach. And I think he's also good at teaching how to go off stage with down air and really get that off stage KO, right? Number 3, gonna have to go with my girl, Lucina. Lucina's really straightforward, has some of the best hitboxes in the game, very little end lag on her moves, very strong forward smash of course. Her recovery, you can't really contest it. The up B has really good vertical range and a great hitbox. It's invincible on startup if you are at the base of it. So her recovery is top notch. She has a shield break mechanic and a counter. So if people feel overwhelmed, they can kind of go to that as an escape option, the counter or the up B. Either out of shield, you can up B out of combos. So she has a combo breaker. And she really teaches players spacing and timing on their moves, as well as how to keep moves safe and comboing off of down throw, right? But Lucina is really straightforward. There's nothing too complex with her. The most complex things that you'll have to do is like B reverse your shield break. But aside from that, she's just really straightforward, mostly spacing and fast falling, right? So I would recommend Lucina for most beginner players, and the reason I wouldn't recommend Marth is because of the tipper mechanic. I think that tipper makes it a little bit more difficult for Marth to get KOs, especially for a beginner, since they probably won't be having that perfect spacing, right? So I think this is where Lucina also excels, You can back air people off stage. You can contest with forward smash. You can counter off stage. And she's just really to the point, no pun intended. And, you know, she has good speed, good movement, good mobility. And I think she's just a really good beginner character to understand kind of how you should be organizing your attacks on stage and in the game. Number 2 character for beginning players or beginner players is going to be Rob, actually. I know that this choice actually surprised me as well, but Rob can literally fly. Granted, yes, he can run out of gas, but I really like that you can hover with his up B and attack out of it if you want to with Nair. I think that's important for beginners. It's not just like Villager's up B where he can fly too, but you're just left at the mercy of your opponent. Rob can start doing some mix-ups and you can up air like out of your up B, stuff like that, right? So I think that Rob does a really good job teaching up new players how to deal with being in disadvantage and how to land properly. He has that Nair you can come down with and land on top of people relatively safely. He has 2 amazing projectiles that he can force opponents to approach him with and, you know, make them approach and then try to punish them. He has really strong smash attacks, not to mention a really strong side B that's also a reflector, so if the new player is having trouble with projectiles, that's another option. And then he can get a down throw and go for the up smash, which is kind of like a really easy bake kill confirm if you're kind of not really good at confirming off of Nair into up air or getting back airs off stage. You can just go for the grab, ground them, and get your up smash, right? So I think that Rob is a really good character for beginner players. I think he has all the qualities as long as you know how to fast fall with that Nair and space with fairs, use your projectile to make people approach, and then find the KO and, you know, with side B or down smash or something else, right? So I think that Rob is slept on just because of the way that he looks, but I think he's actually a really good character overall and really good for beginners too. Finally, my number 1 character for beginners. And I don't know how people feel about this, but Mario. I think that Mario really does have it all. I'm not saying he's the best character in the game, but when it comes to a character that has all the tools that they need, a projectile, a reflector, an up B that's really hard to contest, so he can recover pretty well. He has a flood that you can use to push people away or to gimp them off stage. He can go off stage with back air. He has a spike. He has combo grabs, right? Mario really does have it all. He's middleweight. He's not a lightweight like Kirby, right? So he has kill moves, up smash, up B if they're really high, forward smash if you space it right. Back throw even at very high percent. He has a kill grab. So I think that Mario is really just, you know, he does it all. I think he's great for learning the game. You can use projectiles to force your opponent to approach you, and if you want to be aggressive, you can also do that with him. He's pretty fast. He gets combos off of his throws, so you can learn how to combo with him. He can go off stage and spike and bait air dodges. He kind of just has it all, and I think that he just lacks some disjoint range, but honestly, at beginner level, I don't think that's as important as just having really good tools. I think that just having tools for every situation that doesn't require like technical inputs is really important for new players, and I think that Mario really has that. He also has a wall jump, which I don't think any of the characters that I mentioned before have. He can KO with up smash, right? He has, I believe he might still have invincibility on his up smash too. So Mario just kind of has it all, and I think that he makes the game really straightforward if you're maining him for a little while. But I honestly think that any of these 5 characters that I mentioned, Pit, Dark Pit, Kirby, Lucina, Rob, Mario, are all really good for learning the game. If I had to give a 6th character for this list, I would probably give it to K-Rool. I think that K-Rool having armor and being heavy makes him so much harder to kill. He can land in disadvantage and really just make it back out of disadvantage. His recovery is really good and hard to contest from vertical. He's easy to KO with him also because of the down throw. and the only thing is he gets juggled because he's a big body and he falls fast. So he can get comboed and juggled. He can get stuffed out by projectiles, even though he also has a reflector and counter. But I know that some players can get overwhelmed when playing K. Rool. But even still, I think that he's also a really good pick for beginner players if they're trying to learn the game. He has that down, once again, just like Rob, he has the berry into up tilt, berry into F tilt to score some easy KOs. Alright, so thank you guys for watching. I know I gave you a little bit more than top 5, but I just wanted to share with you guys a few other picks that I thought were decent for beginning players. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, if you found it helpful, please give me a thumbs up. I'd greatly appreciate that. And if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. I'm sure there are other characters that could be beginner friendly, but I have my reasons for not including them on this list just because I work with a lot of different players, and sometimes I will push new beginner players towards these characters instead of their mains just so that they can learn the game fundamentally, since it's harder to overcome a tech barrier as well as learning the game altogether, right? It's hard to do everything at once. So either way guys, thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all next time.